You're watching the Politicit podcast.
Welcome back to another episode of Politicit Dixie. I am here today with our County Commissioner, Gil Almquist.
Thank you.
And we are going to visit with him on his County Commission race today. So thanks for joining me.
Good to be here.
Yeah, it's nice and hot outside.
Yes.
Like a really good, Washington County summer.
I love it actually because the plants are green and things are coming along and the trees provide shade and kids are playing. It's a fun time of year.
Yep, my kids are out playing. I'm sure you saw that on your way in here this morning. Yes. So, okay, so we want to kind of get to know you as a candidate, as a person. Give us, kind of your background, your personal history.
Well, as a very young man and brother to my sister who came to Dixie College, we came up here just to vacation, have time with her. Mm-hmm. And even though I grew up in Lake Arrowhead, California, I claim Dixie as my home, primarily because then in 1982, for 44 years, my wife and I moved here. Okay. We both had jobs in the D.C. area, and we both went back there. She was at the White House, and I was going to make maps for the CIA, of all places, right?
Oh.
I love maps. Even today, I find myself in the GIS department a lot.
Interesting.
Because maps tell a story, right?
Yeah.
But anyway, when we got back there, we both decided, St. George is pretty good. So we came back to Washington County, and we've never left.
Yeah.
So raised our family here. I had a landscaping company for almost 40 years, and lots of employees, lots of fun, friends made, and it was also nice because even though I also graduated from Dixie College, it was fun to then permanently be back here after I got a master's degree. And
what did you get your master's in?
I got it in business and geography. Now, you might say, but there were classes over at the business school, Marriott School, and then also geography, and then more political science on top of that. It mimicked what Thunderbird did in Arizona for a degree in that field, and I just didn't want to, even back then, spend $30,000 a year to go and leave Utah to get an education. So it was tailored to that and the things that I loved, and I felt like that would be marketable. I wanted to work for the State Department at one point and took the Foreign Service exam twice. You had to get a 70. I got 68 twice.
Dang it. Twice?
But I was still hired.
You were consistent.
I was very consistent, yeah. Maybe the questions changed. But it definitely was always in my mind to be in government somehow.
Okay.
So coming here in landscaping, and then suddenly being asked one day by the mayor of St. George, Carl Brooks, to be on the planning commission. And quite honestly, even though I loved government and knew how it ran, I didn't know exactly what a planning commissioner did.
Yeah.
Stayed there for 16 years.
Well, you love maps. So.
I love maps, yeah. It turned out to be a perfect marriage. But then somebody said, hey, you should run for city council. You know a lot, why not?
Right.
And I ran and won. Was able to serve with Mayor Pike and Gloria Shakespeare. And we had a good time. I especially enjoyed meeting again more people, and as development occurred, it needed the planning element, not just voting yes or no, but did it meet the codes? Was it right for the area? And I saw all that growth from all through the 2008 period. It was a downturn then, but you know what? We survived it.
Thank heavens.
Yes.
2008 was rough.
It was. But we survived it, and those are part-time jobs at the city, so I still have my landscaping company. And my wife, because I sold the company, county commissioner is a full-time job.
Right.
You really cannot have another distraction.
Right, and I think they're now compensating you full-time, correct?
Correct.
When did that start?
Before me.
Okay.
Zach Renstrom brought it up. Dean Cox was the administrator at the time. They looked at the budget and they said, if we're going to demand full-time, we need to pay full-time.
Right.
So I kind of walked into that, which was nice, but I saw the writing on the wall that I could not worry about crews and equipment and what was what. And so I sold it to two guys that worked for me. For us, my dear wife Gil has to be included in all that. She was the backbone of the company as well. And so we sold it, and I'm glad. There's no conflicts, and the only piece of property I own in Washington County is where my house is. Okay. So we really wanted to separate any conflict from being commissioner.
And just give your sole focus to serving.
Yes.
Yeah, that's great. And so tell me, like, how long, so you planning commission, you did 16 years.
8 on the city council.
Okay.
I have 8 as commissioner.
Okay.
And even though I feel like term limits is a good thing, there's a lot of good people here that can serve. Right. Now, some don't want to give up their business and serve, and that would be difficult for anyone who's going to run in the future because they suddenly realize
it is so full-time.
Yeah. We have 73 different assignments that we divide, 14 of which are major. Okay. So when I say the others aren't just, hey, check on lemonade stands, that's not. 73 are big ones, but 14 help the county really to function. So I wouldn't want to be distracted or worried about things that are happening with a company which you built or thrived on, and so I sold it. So that's, but the Biden years, let's face it, for federal issues, which are about a third of what we do, Biden killed those years. Yeah. Him personally, I don't think he knew what he was doing. But the bureaucracy killed water projects, killed road projects.
Northern Corridor.
Just said, we're done. So I want to carry that ball across the finish line. Okay. And that's why I'm running. Okay. Things are very close, and at least I want to get it to a point where I can hand it off, because this is my last term. I've been saying that. My wife and I are in good health, and we want to go and spend time with grandkids and maybe a mission, which is always in the plan. But I feel like I have more to give, and especially in those critical areas that I've been working on, and want to see them to fruition.
Okay, perfect. So we'll take a quick break, and then we're going to hear more about the work that you'd like to do in those critical areas that work. Okay, we'll be right back.
Thank you.
Tired of media bias? Frustrated by political noise? Politicit.com cuts through the clutter, giving you real facts, clear analysis, and unbiased insight on the issues that matter most. Stay informed, stay empowered. Whether it's elections, policy changes, or breaking news, we've got you covered. No spin, no agendas, just truth you can trust. Visit Politicit.com today, because informed citizens shape the future. Politicit.com, where politics meets clarity.
All right, welcome back to Politicit Dixie. I'm here with Commissioner Gil Almquist, and we are going to talk really quickly about some of the priorities that he wants to address. He wants this next 4 years to address some priorities before he finishes up his public service this way.
Well, everyone talks about water, and I think it's important to know that
water in Washington. Water's the first, second, and third issue for most people in Washington County.
I think when the pioneers got here, they first said, "What's for dinner, and where are we going to get water?" And we have never stopped talking about water in the desert.
Yes.
But they Kevin people built Gunlock, they built Quail, they built Sand Hollow, which is what we're doing, and has also fueled the growth. And yet at the same time, we still need to secure, we really only have the Virgin River to count on and some wells. So hence, where is this water going to come from? We produce our own water, believe it or not. Because when you reuse what you have, then you can use it again over and over, and especially in yards. Every golf course in St. George is on reused water right now, along with high schools and parks and a lot of other things. Water will be foremost for me. My goal is to get this reuse system completed so we can get the pipelines from A to B. Warner Valley is still 5 years out. But we have secured all the land. We have had the blessing of a lot of federal partners surrounding it. And we're really ready to go, but we still have litigation. We've got to do the archaeological work, some things we're going to preserve, and all sorts of things. So that's why 5 years. But we're ready. We're ready to deal with the delay.
Right.
But that will be our biggest reuse reservoir.
Right. So for listeners, like, what is like a commissioner's role? Like, what do you do to help secure those things? Because I think a lot of people don't really understand like what kind of advocacy and those kinds of things that you
70% of our county is federal, the land.
Right.
But to get pipelines from A to B, we generally need them to cooperate.
So we have so you have to travel to DC and have meetings. Okay.
But we collaborate, of course, with our electeds, our senators, our congresswomen,
and Celeste.
In fact, the whole state we need on board.
Right.
We're not unique to water issues in Utah.
Right. Yes.
But at the same time, we need to make sure that those rights of way are secured across federal land and that they're happy with that, because pipelines can't come down your street. You know, all private land has been allocated for many uses. So we do need that work. And the county commissioners lead out on that. We work with the Conservancy District. We work with cities. But at the same time, it's a big deal. We're the tip of the sword when it comes to working with federal partners and getting that done.
Okay.
So we do that. We obviously work with private individuals too, and cities and towns, because the Conservancy District is a very efficient way to wholesale water to them, provided we have it.
Right.
And that these cities also don't go mega rogue and approve 10,000 lots, because we don't have that kind of growth potential. We balance it.
Right.
Northern Corridor is a big one, east-west.
Right.
We're beautiful because we have rivers, we have mesas, we have mountains. And it's also difficult because we have rivers, we have mesas, we have mountains. And so...
I don't know if you've noticed the uptick in traffic lately.
No, everywhere.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's wonderful to be in a place that so many people want to visit and want to be a part of.
Yep.
And even, I've been surprised even this summer. I feel like most of the time it kind of slows down in the summers because it's like hotter than the devil here. But I just like, it has not slowed at all that I'm noticing in the last few years.
My wife is, bless her heart, she's funny. She says, it's so busy in town.
Yes.
And I'll go, great. Because the county really only has, for funding, property tax and sales tax.
Right.
TRT is its own beast, and that comes from those who visit. And so when they're here shopping, buying gas, going to restaurants, staying in hotels, that helps all of us to the tune of about $1,500 less on average property tax.
Yeah.
We take advantage of the things that are paid for by tourists.
Okay.
And so, yes, it's been busy. Northern Corridor will help to alleviate some traffic off of the boulevard. People say, oh yeah, they'll just put more homes up there. It's taken almost 20 years just to get a road.
Right.
Let alone somebody who says, I want to build a hotel or a golf park. It's going to be a parkway, and that's it for traffic flow.
Okay. So in terms of process for the Northern Corridor then, again, how do our commissioners accomplish, like, what can you, like, are you meeting with Celeste? Do you meet in DC? Like, how does this work?
Here's where we are.
Okay.
I love our environment. It'd be stupid to say, hey, I hate our surroundings. Well, that's what people love about us. Right. And even the species that are there. But our conservative environmental groups, when I say conservative, not I'm a conservative, but conserve things, they've taken it too far, and they've argued all the way through that it's going to ruin the tortoise habitat. It's going to ruin this or that.
Right.
By the way, the greatest threat to the tortoise are ravens.
Oh, interesting.
But they're also protected. So we can have a whole podcast on that
Ravens
someday.
are protected?
Oh yeah. They're one of the don't shoot them people. Or not people, but people don't shoot ravens. But they love those little baby tortoises. And so that's the biggest threat. Not mankind, not a road, but anyway.
Nature.
It's bogged down in DC.
Okay.
We have a better judge this time than the one that previously said no road.
Okay.
We have one that has finally said it's allowed, it's constitutional for us to ask for a road.
Okay.
And sometime towards the end of this year, the judgment will come down saying, build your road, or no, it's too damaging to the environment. And then UDOT, BLM, and ourselves will sue back.
Okay.
Will it be?
We do have a friendly administration with Trump in, so and I wish we would have maybe got the road just started last time, because that we did get it approved during the former Trump administration, correct? And then Biden took over and the judges killed everything, and so it has been really frustrating when we need this road not being able to get it. So maybe have like the bulldozers. I don't know if the commissioners can do that, but like have the bulldozers or whatever builds the road. Is that even what builds roads?
I'm happy to be rogue on that, but it's not the second time that I would be rogue.
Okay.
Because I was in the office when in December we got that first record of decision, and I said to Victor and to Dean Cox, who they were commissioners, I said, let's call Dean Wolfenstein over at our roads department and get out there and start.
Right.
Right tomorrow.
Right.
I was willing.
Yes.
It obviously didn't happen, but I would have loved to. We're not going to let that mistake happen.
Okay, good. Can I drive one of them?
Please, get out there, Shirley. Let me mention the other goals.
Yes.
Children's Justice Center.
Okay.
I made sure that if we were going to get COVID money, which we took, because I wasn't going to have it go to some other goofball county that would waste it on, whatever. So we did, but we used it and invested it in jail expansion, which we needed to keep our nurses and doctors safe and orderly in there. And then also $2 million that came to the Children's Justice Center, which if people don't know, that's to help kids who are in crisis that have been sexually abused, even mentally abused to a certain extent, but mostly protect children.
Right.
They couldn't service everyone properly, and so we built a building there. I was proud of that, and the services need to continue. Crisis Stabilization Center.
That's important work.
Since I mentioned the jail, let me say this. Jails are required by counties. They cost taxpayers money. And yet at the same time, jails are given in Utah, especially ours, the opportunity to house state inmates, for which we get paid $85 a day for every state inmate. Now, 2 days ago, my opponent in this race said, I want to stop that. I did the math. At 200 inmates, at $85 a day, it's $6.2 million a year that we save, because we get paid, but we save from putting that burden to run a jail on the local taxpayers.
Interesting.
We have to have those state inmates. By the way, today our jail is full because we have all of the ICE, the results of their work. We temporarily house them for a few days until they can fly or bus them to Vegas or wherever the other ICE centers are. I'm proud of that. We don't need those in our region or in our cities.
Right. And that is what's crazy about watching the pushback on having a detainment center in Salt Lake. I'm like, well, where do you think these violent criminals should go while they await their trial? Surely we don't want them out in the streets.
In Minneapolis, they protect them.
Okay.
And we're just saying, whoa, no, we're not doing that.
Right.
And they're after the felonies, those who've got records or are committing crimes. It's not so draconian as the others say we're so mean. No, we're trying to protect our own citizens.
Right. They're not focused on law-abiding illegal immigration.
One other thing.
Yes.
We'll jump from jails to data centers.
Jails to, all right. No, we're good with the jumps.
Personally, data centers don't fit here. There was somebody who said, oh, the county or the cities have approved one. No, we never received an application. We've never had conversations. They've never selected land.
There were rumors that there was one going in on Tech Ridge. That's not true. Tech Ridge said absolutely not true. St. George City does have one.
It's quiet.
Out by Tonquin.
People don't even know what it is.
Right.
It's behind the Dixie Commons.
Right.
And it's functioning. And even at the time when that one went in, we were concerned with enough power.
Right.
But quite frankly, we're hot here. Dixie's data centers get hot.
Yes.
They belong somewhere else.
We're probably not a good location with how hot it is.
No, let's
that would take a lot of cooling to do.
Yeah, that's why we don't have 20 ice rinks. Anyway, but the point of it all is that it's become a Utah issue.
Right.
And what Box Elder made a mistake in is even 20 years ago, they had a ton of land in the western part of their county that was unzoned,
Right.
did not have a zone.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously someone is going to come in and say, well, we'll declare what we can put there.
Mm-hmm.
There's no rules, there's no zoning restrictions.
Mm-hmm.
How they handled it was probably a media fiasco. You know, if you want to do something, you need to tell
Right.
everyone just exactly how it's going to happen.
Right.
And they say, well, it was a military thing, it's so secretive. Not necessarily.
Right.
Fort Williams is also, there by Point of the Mountain is also a facility that's totally military.
Mm-hmm.
But that was a different thing than a data center. It was mostly, back when it was built, was information without needing a lot of power or water.
Right.
Data centers are different.
Right.
Nevertheless, they're not coming here. It's not a good fit. And we did pass ordinances that explain that. So we are very well insulated against that.
Okay, so if anybody's worried about that happening here, not a worry for Washington County specifically.
No.
Okay, all right, that's good. There was one other, I'm trying to think what the other...
I think we were talking about commissioners and numbers of commissioners.
Oh, yes.
It's come up.
That has, the debate between having 3 full-time commissioners versus 5 part-time commissioners. And I think that you and I we likely agree on this, that probably for Washington County, for our size and for our needs, the 3 full-time commissioners is probably the best fit.
During this election, it's kind of confusing because people go, well, what's A, B seats? What do you mean?
Right.
Well, back in the day, just so they could stagger when elections were, you don't want to elect all 3 at the same time.
Right, and have everybody, what if we have everybody brand new? Yeah.
So
huge turnover.
Seats A and B are this year. I'm running for seat A. Seat C is in 2 years. That happens to be Adam Snow's seat. But to avoid that kind of confusion, and people say, well, where is seat A then? And I'm a map guy, right? I'll say, we're all at large.
Right.
And somebody says, yeah, Gil, you are rather large.
No,
okay,
I
can lose weight. I can lose weight. But what we mean is that we cover it. It just so happens that Victor's on the east side right now. I'm in St. George. Adam lives up Highway 18. It just kind of looks like we are geographically
distributed,
but it naturally occurred that way. And it's been good. We cover a lot of area that way. But I care as much as Enterprise, as Hilldale, and they know that they can come to us without feeling like they've crossed some boundary. We're all serving together. 5 was proposed a while back, and I did the fiscal note on that. And even if it's part-time, well, what fills the gap of your part-time needs? Because you really, it's more 9 to 5
It's a full-time job, right?
That people recognize. So do you hire assistants?
You hire staff, you grow government.
And I don't like growing government.
I don't either.
I like being more efficient. In fact, just 2 days ago, somebody retired, and we determined through the recorder's office that those duties could be handled by others, existing employees. We're not going to rehire that position. Maybe down the road, but that saves the taxpayers about $100,000 with benefits right there.
Right.
But the other question about 3 or 5, someday maybe, and I was part of the planning of the new building, the layout and floor plan, what have you. We have 5 offices that could be commission offices. But right now, it makes no sense to charge the taxpayers more money, be less efficient, and yet at the same time growing government, which we don't need.
Right, exactly. And it slows down the decision making too, right?
It does.
Having 5 people versus 3 people. Would you say that, like, as you've watched, I mean, probably as commissioners, you get to interact with other commissioners from other counties that have the 5 seats, and would you say that that's generally true, that it kind of slows the decision, it bogs down the decision making?
Completely. If you talk to a commissioner out of San Juan, he's not a commissioner now, Bruce Adams, he would tell you it was so hard getting everyone together. And then they all felt like, well, we can't interact off hours. But he said we would start coming to meetings, and literally it's like some of the commissioners are hearing the topic for the first time when it's read into the minutes.
Oh.
And that's because they're part-time and they don't have the time, or they're distracted by other things, to really immerse themselves in the issue.
Interesting.
Now, there is a special carve-out for 3 commissioners, because I've heard this. Oh, well, just 2 of you can get together and decide and overvote or outrule the other one.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't really happen that way.
Mm-hmm.
We have the carve-out that's allowed by state law.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, out of respect, it's not pre-decisional. It's not me going and saying, hey, I need your support on this, and I know I don't have his or hers.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't happen, at least for me.
Right.
We have 2 hats. We have the budget hat, the money hat, the protect citizens funds hat, but we have the administrative hat. So we can gather together and say, is this zone change right? Is this policy correct? Does HR have that in alignment with state law or federal law?
Right.
Those are administrative things that really we all have the ability to meet and talk about together.
Right.
Because we're not spending taxpayer money to do that.
Okay.
Once it crosses that line, then 2 of us could meet, but not all 3.
Okay.
That's in front of the public in a meeting with all the data right out in front.
Right. Which honestly, I like how you said all the data being in front, because I do think that would have been a huge deterrent from everything that happened with Box Elder. If they had all of the information, if they had the impact studies, if they'd been able to approach the citizens and be transparent about all of that and say, here's all of this information, then there wouldn't have been this huge information void that was filled with all of these leftist narratives, with all of this
China involved.
All of it. It was really frustrating to watch this information void that clearly happened just be filled, and so people don't know what to run with, right? The media is running with narratives, everybody's running with a different narrative, and no one has any real information on it. So I like that, like when we meet, we come, we have the data, we have all of the information, we have transparent decision making. I think that is what people expect from county government.
Word has gone out from some candidates, oh, you can't get to the county budget. Oh, it's not detailed. Oh my gosh. A convention waving 10 pages in front of everybody saying this is the county budget. That's the overview. You printed it offline, got it online.
Mm-hmm.
The reality is our budget is very detailed, and it's 3 clicks away. Once you're into the Washington County website,
3 clicks.
You go clerk auditor, that page pulls up. You go budgets, that page pulls up, and there are all the dates. And you can stay up all night and not get through half of it reading it. It's very transparent. I still want to put it on the front page, and we're working on a new website right now so that people can go, ding, 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 oh, current budget. And then they just click it. That's one step.
Right.
The other thing that's come out, which is bad data, one, we didn't get a 22% pay increase. That's from Transparency Utah. I'm sorry, it's not accurate.
Okay, interesting.
I can shoot that full of holes. It'll be Swiss cheese by noon. It is just not accurate.
Okay.
That's not a good number.
Do you have an idea of what that increase would have been or is?
Well, sometimes if, for example, a elected official or even other employees, maybe they'll pick a cheaper insurance plan. Maybe kids moved out, or maybe they just are going to have the high deductible.
Right.
Well, that will lower what's taken out of their paycheck for benefits, and it'll plop it into their take-home.
Okay.
And so it all of a sudden looks like, well, there's more take-home there.
Right.
I have looked through the whole thing. Plus, all 3 of us commissioners are paid the same. There's 24 individuals in the county that are paid more than the commissioners. Sheriff, lawyers, others. So it's not like, oh, we're at the top of the pay scale. In fact, we're the lowest of all of those paid out of the other 6 elected. We're the lowest. But the Transparency Utah says that Adam and Victor earn more than I do.
Oh.
By a chunk.
but you all are
We
the same.
really are. In fact, I pulled out my stubs the other day to try and figure out this 22% thing.
Right.
No, we had an 8% 3 years ago and 2 COLAs that match everyone else in the county the last 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't equal 22% in 1 year. So I don't know where they're coming up with that.
Okay.
It comes off bad information. The other number, $60 million in our budget, has been touted by my opponent twice now in debates, suddenly saying, oh, the county budget grew by $60 million. Guess what? We passed through a lot of funds. And when I asked the clerk auditor exactly where that number might be coming from,
Mm-hmm.
we have flood control money that we receive from the federal government.
Mm-hmm.
That has to go through our budget. It goes right out the back door.
Okay.
So somebody might say, 20 kids came to Alexis' front door. She has 20 children. No. One was mine. The other 19 went to the pool. You know what I mean? So COVID money comes through there. We get grant money. It all comes and it gets plopped at the top of the budget, but it's not the siloed part of what we spend.
Okay.
The intimation is, oh, your budget went up $60 million and that you spent it.
Mm-hmm.
No, we got various pass-through monies,
Mm-hmm.
but we didn't spend $60 million. What a dream to have that all of a sudden.
Mm-hmm.
Our budget increases when sales tax goes up and when new builds come through and we get more property tax.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
That's it. That's where it goes up.
So
And
that's
that
a
would be
bogus number.
Pretty
60 million.
wild to have it go up by 60 million from those
in
2
1
things.
year?
Yeah. Interesting. Well, I appreciate all of the clarification on narratives and numbers and Washington County, and thanks for your thoughts on the 5 seats versus 3 seats. I appreciate that. Is there anything else that you would like to say
Wrap it
voters?
up.
Yeah, voters who are getting to know you. I'll let you have a minute to just whatever you want to say before we close.
Thank you. I haven't looked at the camera much because this is your
You're
show, but I
talking,
feel
yeah.
good about it. I often think, what is the motivation for someone to run? Is it something broken? Do we need to revamp?
Right.
Right now, I can tell you, we're a fully loaded battleship. We've met all of our challenges, and we still will. But the county boat is not taking on water. Our sails are not tattered. And I believe that most people feel comfortable in the stable position that they have.
Right.
They want to get up, they want to walk out the front door, kiss their spouse goodbye, go to their work, and then come home and have a wonderful time as a family or even retire, what have you.
Right.
They don't want to go out the front door and say, what is my government going to do to me today?
Right.
Nationally, we have those concerns. Locally, we watch out for citizens' pocketbooks. We watch out for their safety. We want them to have good schools, etc. We could go on and on, but I believe people want stability,
Right.
and we're providing that.
Okay. I think that's true. I think most people feel our county government does a good job serving our needs and keeping our taxes low and things like that. So I do appreciate the work that our county leaders have done to make that happen. Yeah. It takes a lot of work and a lot of full-time hours
Mm-hmm.
to do that job. So appreciate your service to our county for the last 8 years.
And you serve around too. You're head
Oh,
of
yes.
organizations, you volunteer, you've organized groups that are aligned with our conservative values. So my thanks goes to you too.
Oh, thank you, Gil. I appreciate that.
Sincerely.
I really do. I appreciate
Thanks
that.
for your time.
Thank you. The same to you. So, I appreciate you taking time out of your busy campaign schedule. We've got a primary coming up in a couple of weeks, and it's going to be interesting to see what the voters decide, especially after the delegates were split at convention, just right down the middle. I was really surprised on both races.
Yeah.
I'm like, has this ever even happened before? I've never seen anything like this happen. The delegates had a very interesting response.
One time before. And I'm glad that we have a primary. I'm glad that we've been able to get more information out.
Right.
Dean Cox and I tied at 224.
Oh.
Exactly down the middle.
So it has happened before.
It has, even to the vote.
That is wild.
But it was an election. Honestly, I'm glad I lost, because then I was able to work with Dean for 2 years. Because then I ran 2 years later.
Right.
And that was a wonderful experience before his passing.
Yeah. So then it all worked out.
It worked out.
It worked out how it was supposed to. So this will be fun to see what primary voters decide to do here.
I appreciate
so
that.
if you're watching, please get out and vote. It's so
Very
important, especially with midterm elections. I feel like good governance is most impacted by people getting out and voting. So please make sure you get out and vote. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Almquist, and thanks for tuning in for another episode of Politicit Dixie. We'll see y'all later.
Bye-bye.